Welcome to this second episode of Startup Fundamentals. Hope you've enjoyed the first episode. In this episode, we will cover how to validate your business idea. This part is all about defining your vision and mission for your startup business and company. So, let's jump right into it. A startup's vision and mission are important because they serve as guiding principles that shape the company's direction, decision-making, and overall strategy. They help the company focus on what is most important and what it is trying to achieve, and they provide a sense of purpose and motivation for the team. The vision statement is a long-term goal that the company aspires to achieve. It should be aspirational and inspire the team to aim high. It should also be specific and achievable so that the team can work towards it with a clear sense of purpose. A good vision statement should be inspiring, motivating, and meaningful to the team. The mission statement, on the other hand, is a more immediate goal that the company is working towards. It should be specific and actionable, and it should outline the company's purpose and the value it is trying to create for its customers and stakeholders. The mission should be aligned with the company's vision and should help the team stay focused on what is most important. Having a clear vision and mission is crucial for a startup because it helps the team stay focused and aligned on what is most important. It helps the team prioritize tasks and make decisions that are in line with the company's overall goals. It also helps the team stay motivated and inspired because they know that their work is contributing to something bigger and more meaningful. In addition, a clear vision and mission can help a startup attract and retain top talent, as employees are often drawn to companies that have a clear sense of purpose and are working towards something meaningful. It can also help a startup stand out from the competition and differentiate itself in the market. Finally, a clear vision and mission can help a startup communicate its value proposition and purpose to its customers, stakeholders, and the broader community. It can help the company build a strong brand and reputation, and it can help the company tell its story and communicate what sets it apart from its competitors. In short, a startup's vision and mission are important because they provide a sense of purpose and direction for the team, help the team stay focused and aligned, and help the company communicate its value proposition and purpose to its stakeholders. Vision. A brief, inspiring statement that outlines the long-term goals and purpose of the startup. It should be focused on the future and convey a sense of purpose and direction for the company. Mission. A clear, concise statement that outlines the specific actions the startup will take to achieve its vision. It should define the purpose of the startup and describe the products or services it will offer to its customers. Example. Vision: to create a world where everyone has access to affordable, high-quality healthcare. Mission: to develop and deliver innovative healthcare solutions that improve access and affordability for underserved communities. We will do this by partnering with healthcare providers, insurance companies, and government organizations to deliver innovative solutions that make healthcare more accessible and affordable for everyone. Every good business starts with an innovative idea that also needs to be validated in order to determine its feasibility and potential for success. There are a variety of methods that can be used to validate business ideas, which we will cover in this section. Ultimately, the success of a business idea depends on many factors, including the strength of the concept, the execution of the business plan, and the ability to adapt to changing market conditions. However, by using a variety of methods to validate and refine ideas, businesses can increase their chances of creating a successful and sustainable venture. A business idea is a description of the problem that your company will solve or the need that it will fulfill for its customers. In order to be successful as a contractor, it is essential to have a clear understanding of the value that your business will provide to your customers. This value can come in the form of solving a problem or fulfilling a need. In order to identify a potential business idea, it is important to start by conducting market research. This can include conducting surveys or focus groups with potential customers, as well as researching your competitors and the market demand for the products or services that you are considering offering. This research can help you to identify gaps in the market and to develop a business idea that meets a specific need or solves a specific problem. Idea generation. There are many tools and techniques that can be used for idea generation, and the most powerful tool will depend on the specific needs and goals of the person or team generating ideas. Some common tools and techniques for idea generation include: 1. Brainstorming. This is a group activity in which participants generate ideas by freely offering suggestions and building on the ideas of others. 2. Scamper. This is a technique that involves asking a series of questions to stimulate creative thinking, such as substitute, combine, adapt, modify, put to another use, eliminate, and reverse. 3. Mind mapping. This is a visual representation of ideas and their relationships, which can help to stimulate creative thinking and identify connections between different ideas. 4. Role-playing. This involves assuming the role of someone else or an imaginary character and generating ideas based on that perspective. 5. Brainwriting. This is a group activity in which participants write down their ideas on paper and pass them to the next person, who builds on those ideas and adds their own. Ultimately, the most powerful tool for idea generation will depend on the specific needs and goals of the person or team generating ideas, as well as their personal preferences and style. It may be helpful to try out different tools and techniques to see which ones work best for you. These 5 steps can also be used to further develop an existing product or service by generating new ideas, identifying opportunities for improvement or expansion, and coming up with solutions to address unmet needs or pain points. Although this section of this video guide focuses on generating ideas, we will also delve deeper into how you can thoroughly validate your business idea in order to fully understand its potential and make informed decisions about your startup. Validating. Before investing significant time, resources, or funding in your business idea, it's important to validate it to ensure that it has the potential to succeed. Think of this as an idea approval process that helps you assess the feasibility and demand for your product or service. By validating your idea, you can make more informed decisions about whether to move forward with your startup and avoid potential pitfalls down the road. This can involve a range of activities to consider demand and assess the feasibility of your idea. Some ways you can validate your idea include: market research. Research your target market and industry to better understand the needs and preferences of your potential customers. This can help you identify gaps in the market and assess the potential demand for your product or service. Customer interviews. Talk to potential customers to get their feedback on your idea. Ask them questions about their needs, pain points, and what they would be willing to pay for a product or service that addresses their needs. Prototyping. Create a prototype or mock-up of your product or service to get a sense of what it will look and feel like in the real world. You can then test the prototype with potential customers to get their feedback and make any necessary adjustments. Competition analysis. Research your competitors to understand their offerings, pricing, and marketing strategies. This can help you identify areas where your product or service can differentiate itself and offer unique value to customers. By validating your idea through market research, customer interviews, prototyping, and competition analysis, you can gain a better understanding of the potential demand for your product or service and make more informed decisions about whether to move forward with your startup. Once you have identified a potential business idea, the next step is to evaluate its feasibility. This involves considering factors such as the potential market size, the cost of developing and producing your products or services, and the potential competition. It is also important to consider your own strengths and capabilities, as well as the resources that you have available to you, in order to determine whether your business idea is realistic and achievable. In order to be competitive over time, it is essential for a business to have something that sets them apart from their competitors. This could be a unique product or service offering, a proprietary technology or process, or a strong brand and reputation. Whatever it is important for a contractor to have a clear value proposition that differentiates them from their competitors and makes them stand out in the market. A startup should answer 2 questions. Which would you answer first? 1. I will base my business on skills or resources I have. 2. I know what problem I want to solve for the customers. It is important for a startup to answer both of these questions in order to develop a successful business. However, if the startup had to choose one question to answer first, it should choose the second question. I know what problem I want to solve for the customers. The reason for this is that the problem that a startup wants to solve for its customers is the foundation of its business idea. Without a clear understanding of the problem that the business will solve or the need that it will fulfill, it will be difficult for the startup to develop a compelling value proposition and to differentiate itself from its competitors. Once the startup has identified the problem that it wants to solve for its customers, it can then consider the skills and resources that it has available to address that problem. This will help the startup to develop a plan for how it will create and deliver value to its customers, as well as to identify any gaps or weaknesses in its capabilities. In conclusion, while both questions are important for a startup to consider, it is critical for the startup to answer the second question first in order to establish the foundation of its business idea. Once the problem that the business will solve has been identified, the startup can then consider the skills and resources that it has available to address that problem. To identify all the problems and needs that a startup wants to solve for its customers, it is important to think creatively and to consider a wide range of potential solutions. This can be approached as a brainstorming exercise, where the goal is to generate as many ideas as possible without limiting or judging them. One way to begin this process is to start by asking open-ended questions. For example, you could ask, what are the biggest challenges that our customers face, or what are the unmet needs that our customers have? These questions can help to spark ideas and to identify potential problems and needs that the startup could address. Another approach is to look at the products or services that the startup is considering offering, and to think about the potential problems or needs that those products or services could solve. For example, if the startup is developing a new app, you could ask, what problem does this app solve for our customers, or what need does this app fulfill for our customers? This can help to identify the value that the startup's products or services will provide to its customers. Once you have identified a range of potential problems and needs, it is important to evaluate each idea in order to determine which ones are the most viable and relevant. This can involve conducting market research to assess the size and potential of the market for each solution, as well as considering the competition and the resources that the startup has available to it. In conclusion, to identify all the problems and needs that a startup wants to solve for its customers, it is important to think creatively and to generate as many ideas as possible. Follow the link in the description to obtain your own copy of Startup Fundamentals. In the written version, there is even more in-depth knowledge of startup fundamentals, which supports your journey as an entrepreneur and gives you an even greater chance of success. Thank you for watching this video. Please like, share, and click the bell icon to subscribe. Then you are sure to be informed when our next episode is released. Thanks, and see you soon.